Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Liverpool stream. Guys, we're consistent with a bit more Liverpool content as well lately, so we're kind of cooking a bit more Liverpool stuff. So big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Big up every single one of you guys. Big up everyone who's in the building. Let's get the likes up early. So please do hit that like button. Do subscribe. And today we're going to be talking about the contract situation because nothing's really changed from last week. The Trent to Madrid stuff is spicing up a little bit. We're going to be assessing Arne Slot so far this season and just kind of having general Liverpool conversations, so that's what we want to do. Anyway, big up to every single one of you guys, whether you're watching this right now on the replay. I hope you enjoy watching regardless. Slap up the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Introducing first and foremost the UK version of myself. Emotional, erratic, angry, just like I am. There's nothing wrong with that when it comes to football. The man, the myth, the legend, man, like Jamie Phillips is in the building. How are you doing, Jamie, man?
How did I know? As soon as that first line came out, I just knew it was me coming out.
There's nothing wrong with being mad about football. Nothing wrong.
There's nothing. I'm very emotional about my club, as it should be.
How are you doing, Jamie? Good?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
I'm glad to see. Is that, when I first saw it, I thought that was the Champions Leagues behind you. Wait, let me put you full screen.
That there.
Is that the Champions Leagues?
No, that's all the signed players. That's all
Is
players.
Current squad?
That's player signatures. No, because I've got Adrian's on there, so we won't talk
about it. You ruined it. You ruined it. Adrian. Since I saw Adrian, you ruined it. I'm done. That's the one guy I've never forgiven him since the Atletico game. I'll be honest with you.
You can have that for a $5 if you want.
Nah. I ain't interested. I wouldn't have that for free. I'm never hanging that up right there. I got my Luis Garcia signed shirt right here.
There you go.
That right there is
He's next to Mo Salah, so it's just sort of like you don't notice him.
If you give me Mo Salah for £5, that's why
a little bit.
Big up, Jamie, man. Big up. Joining us next on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, he thought I hated him or disliked him. I don't, but it's just because he called me an Arsenal fan on Mo's channel. He does have the Champions Leagues behind him. Man like Kmack is in the building. How are you doing, K-man?
How are we doing? I'm good. Jamie, just move yourself over a little bit and then you can cover the Adrian.
I'm
good. I hope everyone's well.
That's actually one of the, there's 3 games I've never watched the highlights of them ever.
Oh, it's them in it. It is them.
The Atletico game and the Madrid game, both finals. I just never watched the replay because I'm just not gonna do this to myself. That Atletico game, honestly.
And the
Villa game. Yeah, Jamie's right.
Which one? The 7-2?
Yeah, when you
but that one was more like, that's like an anomaly type result, where it's just okay, we lost, but it's just no one really cared, to be honest with you, at the time.
I always felt like we were in a multiverse in that or something.
Yeah, 100%.
We went on a different timeline.
Yeah, 100%.
It was weird.
Because we just won the league the year before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone was a bit more calm about it and stuff. And at the same time, we were just chilling. To be honest with you, which is a good thing to have. At that time as well, we were so feared. It was just Liverpool are going to come back and stuff. But that Atletico Madrid, I was so pissed off because I genuinely believe had he not given the ball to Llorente, I honestly believe there was no one in Europe capable of stopping us. No one. Because we did our job. People were mocking Anfield after and everything, but Anfield did its job. 2-0. You had the game. And then you just ruined it.
Comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable as well, 100%. Hey, it is what it is. Joining us next on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea why he shaved his beard. This is the one person even worse when he shaves his beard than Adrian. And worse than Alisson Becker as well, who should never shave his beard either. But here, all the way from Nottingham, ladies and gentlemen, Forest fan in disguise. Man like Ram is in the building. Hi, Ram.
Hey, look, sometimes you need a bit of change in your life, Husam, man. Sometimes. But change is always good, man. Sometimes change is always good. Yeah.
Oh, I disagree with you. Not all changes are good.
Fair enough. I think I look dope without the beard, man.
Nah, grow it back again. Never do that to yourself, ever.
I
Never
look
do
10
that to
years
yourself.
younger.
But you didn't need to look 10 years younger. You looked young with the beard. that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. But yeah, it is what it is, Ram. Hopefully you'll contribute today and not be playing EAFC on the side. And last but not least, all the way from Los Angeles, you get me. He's a changed man now. He's a changed man, He's now in the big leagues. Footy Judge Mo here, the football terrace, representing Liverpool. You get me. LA Mike, as I'd like to call him. Speaking of mustaches, he's not, beards. He's not known for the beard. He's known for the mustache. LA Mike in the building. How you doing, Mike?
What's going on? Smash a like, subscribe, as it just popped up. What convenient timing for LA Mike. But yeah, looking forward to chopping all things Liverpool up.
Same. I actually look forward to these shows where we can just like unleash a little bit, just relax and just talk football about your own club without any rival banter, and we can just all cook our club or praise our club in peace. That's the thing. Big up to Captain Sal. Make sure you guys are listening to him. This is important. Let's get the likes up very, very early. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. We're on 50. There's 200 people in here. We haven't even started the stream yet, so let's just get the likes up quickly. I'm going to start with Jamie on this one before we open the floor up. Jamie, the contract situations, nothing really has changed from the last time me and you spoke about it. It's not like we haven't had any news. There hasn't been any rumors of like someone like is close to signing or something. Like literally nothing has happened. What's going on with the whole contract situation? And as you're speaking about it as well, let me know your thoughts on whether Trent stays or leaves.
I think there's been a rumor in the last 24 hours about Virgil and his new deal, £300,000 a week for a 3-year deal. I honestly think Virgil will sign a new contract first, and then in a weird way, I think Virgil's the easiest to do as well out of the three of them. I think Virgil signs a new deal before the next international break in November. I honestly do. I think Virgil will be the first one up. The weird thing is, out of all three of them, Virgil and Salah are not linked to any club. The only one linked away from Liverpool is Trent right now, Real Madrid, which I think has got a lot of truth behind it. I don't think that's rumours. I think there's a lot of truth behind the Madrid stuff with Trent. But with Virgil and Mo, every interview they do, they're basically saying, just give me the contract and I'll sign it now. They're begging to stay.
Yep.
And I think Virgil's the easiest to do because of his age. And, no one's really coming in for him right now. And I think just give him the contract he wants, give him a 3-year deal. Virgil spoke about it himself. He'd like to get a new contract up to the World Cup and then see about his future after the World Cup. So a 3-year deal for Virgil is easy to do, man. And just give him the 300K. I've always said it. Who you go buy to replace Virgil in the market right now that isn't going to be a gamble? It's safer giving Virgil the contract that he wants, for me, than gambling and wasting a lot of money trying to find a Virgil replacement that it might not be available right now. Give Virgil the contract, 3 years, and in that 3 years, go and find yourself the next young centre-back, get him in the squad, and then in 3 years' time, if he's good enough, he can then take Virgil's spot. Do it that way. So give him the new deal. And with Trent, I want Trent to stay at Liverpool. I think we all do. At the end of the day, Trent is never going to have a chance to play for Real Madrid again. Because if Trent had a contract, Liverpool would not accept any transfer fee for Trent Alexander-Arnold unless it was monstrous. So he wouldn't be able to go. The only time he's probably ever going to go to Real Madrid is right now. And when he had that interview the other day for ITV before the England game, and he was talking about sitting down next to Eze on the team bus and talking about, I might not win trophies again. I might. It sounded to me like he's contemplating his future, and he's very torn at the moment.
Wild interview that.
And he's very torn at the moment. But yeah, for me, I think Virgil definitely stays, and we give him a new deal. Mo, I'm not too sure on, and Trent, I think Trent's mentally torn at the moment what to do because it is his boyhood club and Real Madrid is there. So, yeah, I think Virgil stays.
if you really like, if you were to look at this and try to be objective as possible, which I always try to do, Virgil and Mo, it makes more sense for them, right?
Yeah, it does.
Because ultimately,
They're older.
they're also towards the twilight of their peak. Mo has things to stay in the Premier League for. If he stays here for 2 more seasons, he could get over 200 goals in the Premier League, which would solidify him as one of the top 3 greatest players to ever grace England. And also, it makes sense. Like, he fits in this system. I don't think that he fits in other systems. And if he goes anywhere, it's going to be to Saudi Arabia for a ridiculous amount of money. And at the absolute minimum, I believe that this club should lock all of them down. So even if they were to go, they're not going on freeze. Like, if I were Michael Edwards, I would just say, I don't care what I'm signing you to, and I don't care if I'm selling you to Real Madrid for 15 million. I'm not accepting 0. Like, for Trent, if he really wants to go to Madrid, lock him down to a contract and sell him for 20 million, or sell him for 10. Anything is better than 0. But ultimately, with me and, with Trent, because Trent is the only one in my mind where there's really serious questions up in the air. With the way that Slot has played through the first 10 games, I don't think losing Trent is the biggest thing in the world. It's not remotely comparable to what losing Virgil or what losing Mo would be, based on what the impact of the players have had on the system through the first 10 games. But moving forward with Trent and going to Real Madrid, is it the end of the world if he leaves? No. Will I be upset if he leaves? Yes. Do I think he's personally torn right now? 100%. But I think that, if anything, like, the longer it goes, I'm not going to get more scared. Right? Because of the fact that if we did win a trophy, I think that it would change a lot. Like, if we were to somehow win a Champions League, or we were to somehow go all the way down to the final day with the Premier League, and we stayed in contention and we looked like we could win it, I think that would have a major impact on his decision. And I genuinely don't think that he's going to make a decision until the season is done. With the type of player that he is, we're not going to know if he made a decision, and I don't think he will make a decision until the whole season has passed. So I won't be surprised if Mo and Virgil sign before the end of this year, or whenever this organization gets their act together. But I wouldn't be surprised if, no matter what, there's no official news about Trent until after the final day of the season.
Yeah, just quickly come back on Trent there. Do you see with Trent, if I look at all 3 players right now, Virgil and Mo look very comfortable mentally and physically. They look very comfortable with everything. With Trent, I think for the last 12 months, I don't think Trent's been himself personally. He doesn't look like, he looks a bit torn. He looks a bit fried. He don't look mentally right for me the last 12 months. He's not playing with the freedom that you would imagine Trent playing with the last year or so. But if you look at Virgil and Mo right now, they look free. They look loose. They look like they're quite happy. I think Trent is completely in a position right now where he's thinking, I could literally go and play for Real Madrid if they do come for me. It's an option. I could literally go there and be a legend. Let's face it, I'm a legend at Liverpool already. I could then go and be a legend at Real Madrid. Can you imagine having on your CV that you're a legend at 2 ginormous clubs like that? It's got to be playing this in mind. It could fail there, but the likelihood of him failing there is probably quite slim because of the talent of footballer he is.
Depends.
So that's what I talked about. That's what I talked about with you yesterday.
Yeah.
If you think about the dynamics of what Trent wants to do, and he kind of said it in the interview, which was a wild interview, by the way. He basically said that I just want freedom. Like, I don't want to worry about where I'm playing. I just want freedom, and I want to be able to do what I want. And I'm listening to it going, that's just not how it works with Slot. Like he needs you to play in a certain position to make the team work. And if you think about where Trent really wants to play, he wants to play as a right back. He wants to play as a right back that attacks constantly and doesn't do much defending the other way. Well, look at the guy who's linked as the next Real Madrid manager. It's Xabi Alonso. And who does Xabi Alonso play on the right? Frimpong. And does Frimpong do any defending? No. He fits perfectly into his system. Like, he's probably looking at that. And another thing as well about what Jamie just said about the Virgil van Dijk and the Mo Salah. I've never seen Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah look so relaxed, like there's a huge weight lifted off their shoulders, and they are playing some of the best football of their lives with a smile on their face. Like they are literally, like you could literally see in their face that they are loving life and they're enjoying football. And when they're being interviewed, they're like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just getting on with it." Like, you know, if what will be, what'll be. That's what they both said. Like whatever happens is whatever happens. So if we offer them a contract, we offer them a contract. It's on our terms. But the only player that I think we haven't got control of is Trent.
I think with the whole, if you're looking at every single player in terms of the quality that they bring to the team, I think I agree with the fact that I'd be a bit more concerned if Virgil left at the present time compared to Trent, or if Mo left compared to Trent, because I think the impact that those two players had on this Liverpool team is a lot more bigger than what it was with Trent. Obviously, with Trent, what he offers compared to those other two players is future stability, because he will be one of the main players for the next 6 to 7 years. And Trent has always been that kind of guy. Once he's done with Liverpool, he wants to move on to the next thing. That's what I gained from him. I didn't feel as though he was truly a one club man, like you'd say with Carragher or even Gerrard to an extent. I always felt as if Real Madrid or a Barca came knocking and they were offering him a good deal, that would...
Lex, by the way, I sent you the link. Sorry to interrupt, Ram. I sent you the link. Lex, I hold accountability. I am the fraud. 100%. I sent you the link, Lex. My bad.
But when other those two clubs come in, I felt as though Trent's head could be turned. Obviously, I wanted him to stay at the club forever, but at the end of the day, if he wants to leave, I'd rather a player not be here if they don't want to be here. And if he doesn't want to be here, he don't want to be here. And Ryan, some of the shit that you tell me and DM me, you have no right to speak. No right to speak. So please, respectfully, watch the stream, enjoy your stream, but you cannot talk, friend. But if Trent wants to go and build up his legacy, if you want to be a legend at Real Madrid, you got to do something major. Because Owen went there, he flopped. You got to be with you got to be at the same level of the likes of Alonso. You have to be a level above Steve McManaman. And people forget Macca is well respected in Madrid because of what he did in those two Champions League finals.
I don't think Marco Owen flopped at Real Madrid. I think
Michael Owen flopped either. Sorry,
it was more political at Real Madrid because Marco Owen took Rail's spot and played up front with R9. I think he got like 16 goals, and then he got forced out of the team because Guti and all that went to the president, didn't they? He got a bit forced out.
I mean,
I think it's more political. Yeah,
and he broke a record off the bench. He broke records off the bench.
Let me just say one thing. Ram is showing his age here. First of all, big up to Mo for the raid, and big up to Saad for the raid as well. Big up the people who are raiding us in the chat. I see all the haters in the chat talking about Trent to Madrid. Unfortunately, the haters will be right, I think. So make sure guys are smashing the like button on your way in. We do have 500 people watching us. Big up to all of you. And listen, I've heard what everyone has to say, and I'll be honest with you, the more time is ticking, the more I'm thinking he's gone. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm starting to just mentally come with the terms that Trent is gone. Step by step, it's just sinking in and sinking in. So, like when the thing first started, it was here. It was not even in my brain. And then slowly it just comes into my brain, and it's like it started at the start of the brain, and now it's like all the way here in the middle. And now it's just like a little bit left, and it's just gonna sink in right to the bottom right here, So it's just like step by step is just sinking in that I genuinely think it's just like I think he's leaving. Honestly, I genuinely believe he's leaving. And the only way he doesn't leave,
do you know what's kind of tricking me today?
The only way he doesn't leave I don't think this has anything to do with money. I'll be honest with you. People are making it about money. I don't think it's about money at all. I genuinely don't think it's not even about money, not 1%. I genuinely think if we showed Trent ambition and the fact that we want to win and went and signed players and showed character in the transfer window, I think he might stay. That's honestly what I believe. Let's say January. So January 1st, we sign Zubimendi. January 2nd, Trent signs contract. I genuinely think that's how basic that it is for Trent, because he just wants to secure his future in a place in which he can win trophies. He
Yeah.
made it clear in the interview.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
The-
I will say,
something that-
I'm surprised that
Something
rivals
that triggered
are.
me today. Sorry, can I just say this though, please? Something that triggered me today was Tchouameni's come out and said he's not coming to Liverpool again. God knows how many times he has to say that. But yeah, so we've been linked with him again, and he's now come out and said no chance. And the one that really triggers me about Trent is Jimbo came out today and said it's complete nonsense. And that guy could not be wrong so many times for Liverpool. Like, he's really not a great reporter. He reports for the Athletic, and he gets so many things wrong. And when he comes out and says it's all nonsense,
He doesn't
sat
even
there
announce
going-
Liverpool news for the Athletic anymore. It's Ornstein that does it now.
yeah, and I'm sat there going, oh,
Even though he's
man.
the Liverpool reporter at the Athletic.
Yeah,
That's the funny thing.
yeah. So he's come out and had a bit of a rant about it, and I'm just like, oh god.
But
Mhm.
I think that, like, ultimately, while I do agree with you, Husam, like, in my heart, I want him to stay, but in my brain and being objective and being logical, it makes perfect sense for him to leave. This is the perfect time to leave. He doesn't owe anybody in Liverpool a damn thing. I will never hold anything against him if he does leave. But to me, it's like, this shouldn't even really be a conversation about Trent. Like, the real conversation should be about the club and the fact that this was even allowed to happen, and the fact that the ambitionless nature of this club has allowed to, continue for 2-3 seasons, and the fact that we are here where we are with all three of these players not having contracts at the same exact time, because, like, that's the ultimate issue. Because if Trent leaves, it is what it is. Like, is the guy a generational talent? Yes, 100%. But could you go out there and get another right back to play a traditional right back position? And does that mean that you're not going to win anything? No, absolutely not. But you want to keep a player like that. But ultimately, it comes down to, how did we
How
get
many
here?
replacements can
Not
you do,
the
Mike, though?
symptom. Well,
How
I
many
mean,
replacements can you do at the same time? Like,
well, remember, if you signed Virgil and you signed Mo, you're talking about getting a traditional right back, right? Like,
and other positions that we needed anyway.
yes.
So-
But again, this all leads back to the prior condition, right? Like, Trent leaving is the symptom, right? If you want to treat a disease with just treating the symptoms, that's fine. But you're going to have to constantly put Band-Aids on, right? You're never, ever going to end the symptoms without addressing the pre-existing condition, which is the way that this club which is the way that this club is run, and the functionality of this club, and the fact that we have people in this chat saying, do you think that we could afford that? This is the 6th biggest club on the planet. We made over almost 800 million pounds. What do you mean we can't afford that? That's absolutely ridiculous. What do you mean that we're a sell to buy? Well, in what universe do I make 800 million pounds and I need to sell to buy? No, you just don't want to put money into the club.
To be fair,
there are just
Trent-
restrictions that my bad. Jamie, go ahead.
I was going to say Trent is the second highest paid right back in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, but
I want to address
only
something
reached
quickly.
James
Sorry,
Moore,
just real
yeah.
quick. It's not even because Mr. Link here. It's not even the fact that our opinions would be different if the transfer window was different. I think Trent himself opinion would be different if the transfer. Guys, please understand. These Liverpool players are saying the same shit that we're saying. I promise you. It's not even like Trent wants to see new faces. Mo wants to see new faces. Everyone want to see new faces, man, because it just lifts the squad up.
Virgil
It
said
helps
it.
just helps
Virgil
morale.
said I want new signings.
That's the thing.
It doesn't
So
even
this
matter.
guy messages me and he's like, "You're a fraud for not inviting me, and you're driving." So now, if I get demonetized for you driving, Lex, then what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, gonna get demonetized.
Yeah, because it's unhealthy. How long till you get
No,
home?
no, both hands on the wheel.
How long till you get home?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay, so we're safe then. 15 minutes. No one report the stream for violent conduct, please. Welcome, Lex, to the stream. Big up to you. Big up to you, Lex. Here, see? I remembered I'm the fraud this time. Big up to Gregory, who says, guys, he's gone. No way FSG will do what he wants. That's the thing. I really believe he is gone, man. Like, it's just You know, Mike, I get what you're saying, but it's just sinking in slowly. It's just a slow sinker. Like, I'm just, because theoretically it's 12th October. So we've got the rest of October, November, December. If by the time like mid-November comes and there is no contract, he's gone. Like,
I don't
I'm
even
just-
know about that, Husam. If this is about winning and ambition, then what you have to do is by the time January comes, you have to show that, oh my God, we can win something and something big. And then you go out there and you make it happen. You take that 40 million surplus and you buy the player that you need to make it happen. I'm telling you right now, if Trent wants to win trophies and this team goes to a Champions League final, or this team goes to the last day against Manchester City and we either win it or we lose it by a point, that's going to have a massive effect, right? And also, like, this doesn't need to be figured out the day that the season ends. Real Madrid, like, they have 2 months in which Trent can leave. That's 2 months in which you can negotiate. It's not like all of a sudden the last day of the season he signs the dotted line, he's out the door literally right after he leaves the pitch. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but I don't think that this process is going to be resolved anytime soon. And even if he did leave Real Madrid, I don't think that we would get the announcement until the beginning of July. I think that the season would end, a couple of weeks would pass, and then you would see the whole, carpet rolled out the same way that it happened with Mbappe. It's not like, Mbappe might have been a little bit different, but the same way it happens generally with most players. It's not like the day the season ends, he walks off the pitch, he signs the contract. Generally, it's like a couple weeks later, it pops up in the news. I don't think it's just going to be a snap of the fingers. You know what I mean?
Mike, and the issue is as well, he's with his best mate for God knows how many games. He's still got two international breaks to get through.
I can't read his mind though,
with his
Kmack.
best mate.
I can't.
Mentally.
I can't read his mind. Like I'm personally, I'm not gonna go. Like, I don't like these conversations because it's like I can't get into his head. I don't know what Michael Edwards is thinking. I don't know what Trent is thinking, and I'm gonna drive myself fucking insane sitting here trying to rationalize which decision makes the most sense. It's like, ultimately Trent knows what Trent knows, and he's done so much for this club. If he leaves, I'm not gonna hold anything against them. I'll be the first person to buy a Trent Real Madrid jersey because the dude has won it all here. And if we didn't properly take care of him, then you know what? Fuck us, because that's our own.
I've got nothing against him leaving. Like he wants. He
Same,
said in the
same,
interview,
100%.
he wants a legacy.
If he leaves, I'm not gonna call him a snake. I'm not gonna call him a
He
rat.
will
I'm not
always
gonna
be a
insult him
legend here,
once.
Lauren. Lauren, you're crazy. He will always be a Liverpool legend.
Yeah,
If
I'm
he
not
could-
gonna
he
hold
could
nothing
leave
against
tomorrow.
him. Not
He
gonna
could
hold
leave
nothing
He
against
will
him.
always be a legend, but he'll never be looked at like Steven Gerrard.
No,
Even
but
though
that's
I
not
think
the
technically,
point, Ram.
Yeah,
But Ram, what do people say about Steven Gerrard now? Remember when Mourinho at Real Madrid wanted Gerrard and he said no? Imagine Gerrard made that move. I think they win the Champions League with Mourinho at Real
oh yeah,
Madrid
that's facts. That's facts.
because Gerrard is a moments player, 100%. And he would have been sat here on 3-4 league titles. People are like, oh my God, Steven Gerrard is one of the best midfielders ever. We all know that as Liverpool fans because we watch them week in, week out. But I'm talking about like the general consensus of the people.
Context behind that, Husam. Where were we when Gerrard was doing that? This is when Hector almost liquidized our club.
What?
But why
I'm
would
sorry.
you hold it against him, Mike? Can I just understand? I want to understand who here is
Yeah.
gonna like because other than Ram, Jamie, are you gonna hold it against him?
No, if he goes, he goes. It's his choice, isn't it?
Ram, explain it then. You're the only one here who's gonna hold it against him.
No, I mean I'll still look at him as a legend, but he's not going to be on the same level as like a Steven Gerrard or a John Barnes or even like a Kenny Dalglish or Ian Rush. That's the levels we're talking about.
Yeah,
But
but them players.
we're arguing semantics then. Like we're just like we're arguing semantics. Someone just said he won't be on the same level as Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso left for Real Madrid.
Xabi
Javier
Alonso literally
Mascherano,
Right, the truth came out.
Javier Mascherano
He's
left
better.
for Barcelona. Luis Suarez left for Barcelona. These things happen to us because this club is in this mentality that we can't hold these players. Like
Guys.
again, that's a much
Guys,
much
one
deeper
question.
conversation. But
Go ahead.
One question. What if Trent leaving was actually for the better of both of us? Both Real Madrid and Liverpool.
How?
Therein lies the possibility that the way Slot wants to use him is the way he does not want to be used. Because the way Slot uses his wing backs is a bit different. They're more I'd say traditional fullbacks as to how Trent would like to play. And we also need a lot of money for investment for a six, which is the creative outlet that Slot likes to use. He likes to use the sixes as the main creators in his team. So that means Trent would have to take a backseat as the creator that he is. So the thing about it is Trent could possibly be looking at his tactics and not liking what he's seeing, and would much rather to play for Real Madrid under, a more flexible manager, so to speak, or a manager who would like to for instance, if Xabi Alonso was the one to go to Real Madrid, I think that system would suit him more because of the role the wingbacks play in Xabi Alonso's system, as opposed to Slot system. Now, I also think that because we're a sell-to-buy club, by selling Trent and making a significant, if we can cash out on him significantly,
We won't.
We won't.
We
won't.
It's a free
it just
transfer.
depends. It just depends.
Lex, literally in 2 months, he could sign a pre-contract with Madrid. Literally in 2 months.
No, I understand, but if we
60 days from now, like that's not a lot of time.
I mean,
Real
if
Madrid
Edwards,
also aren't going to buy him. They're going to get him for free.
Wait, I mean, it just depends.
Jim,
It would be
Here's
a huge mismanagement on the part of us.
From a football
obviously.
level, the reason why I disagree with you is the first 4 seasons before Klopp inverted him, the season where we went to the shits, he was playing as a traditional fullback anyway. So like
Yes.
he was
best in the
getting these
world.
assists playing traditionally. The first year, the second year, the third year, like before, I'm talking about before the season where we finished 5th. He never inverted a fullback
but-
ever.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not. I'm talking more from the perspective of the main creators in the team. He'd just be one of.
Yes,
as
but then
opposed
if
to
he goes
the
to
main
Real Madrid,
creator.
he won't be the main creator in the team either.
Even with Xabi Alonso, he won't be the main guy.
Yeah,
We're
even
talking-
with Xabi Alonso. fact.
If Trent
don't
goes
think so?
to Real Madrid, no. If
But-
Trent
but-
goes to Real Madrid, he is
You
the
have to
fifth
look at
biggest.
what-
All right.
It's-
Who is currently the main creator at Real Madrid?
There's
I would-
multiple.
I would
Huh?
put Jude,
Granit
I would put
Xhaka.
Jude Bellingham. Yep, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham would
Jude
would be
as
over
the
Trent.
creator.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Listen, ready? Because
Vinicius.
This isn't just about creator. This is also about face, right? So you're talking about bigger people than Trent at that club. Jude is bigger. Vinicius is bigger. Mbappe is bigger. Valverde is bigger at Real Madrid. I would argue that Tchouaméni would be bigger than Trent at Real Madrid. Rodrigo,
Camavinga.
you can make an argument, would be bigger than Real Madrid. If Trent goes
None
to Real
of them
Madrid,
play right back.
I know that, but I'm talking about in terms of the way that they play.
Trent
and the presence
goes
and the persona
to Real Madrid and plays week in, week out as their right back.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he's the main creator, though.
Exactly.
No, but none of them have the ability to create as good as Trent.
They
Here's the
create
thing.
different
You
ways.
see this club system. You see this
Depends on the
club
system
system
that
that he
you're playing.
played like the first 3 seasons in which Trent
Yeah.
and Robertson were the main creators. There is
Yeah.
no one in world football that can replicate that system. Not a single person. Unless some way
In terms of
somehow
replication, I'm not talking
Ralph,
in
hear me
terms
out.
of.
Unless some way
Yeah.
somehow Ralph Ranić becomes Liverpool manager or some shit. There is no way the right back and the left back is going to be that high up the pitch for
Well,
any
alright.
manager in world football.
Understandable. Well, it depends because if you notice how Frimpong plays under Alonso, that is why I made that assumption because it is totally different from how we play under Slot.
Yeah, but that's more right wing back than right back, to be fair.
Exactly.
Why aren't we
But I
talking
think-
about how?
I said
Kmack,
this. I said this on your
Mhm.
on the last show I was on with you, Husam, and I said this: are we going to be able to get Trent back into the way Trent used to be? Because how are you going to get him to play the way he used to play when he's used to playing with total freedom now? He said it in the interview just recently. Like, I just want freedom. Like, that's how I play.
Mhm.
He's not allowed to do that in the Slot system because everybody plays for each other. Like, everybody's running their asses off back to track their man. And I've watched him being skinned more than I've ever seen him being skinned in one-on-ones now this season. Like, and that's a concern. And Slot knows that. And it's also this mentality that he's got.
This
when-
season,
Wait,
he's
wait,
been
wait.
incredible
Wait.
defensive.
Not this
Wait,
season.
Trent. Oh, okay.
Skinned,
Yeah, you can't say Trent has been
skinned by
skinned
wingers this season.
Not this
right,
season.
left, and
Not
centre.
Not
this
this
season.
season. This season
Not
is
this
incredible
season.
defensively.
I'm not
This
going to
season.
agree there.
He's actually been quite good this season.
Slot system is way more compact in comparison to club system, and that is why Trent actually looks better because there is more security there. And he's not bombing forward in this system as he was on the club, and that is the main difference. I understand, and I also understand that the essential point of club system was Trent, even at points over Robertson. You understand? And that is the reason I'm saying that he was like the main creator. Now, since Real Madrid has lost Cruz, they have lost an air of creativity in that team. I think that can be supplemented at right back if Trent was to slot in that system and play at and Ancelotti were to rearrange his system to kind of fit Trent and assist Mbappe and flipping Jude Bellingham in scoring goals. You get what I'm saying? Trent can provide a level of creativity that they currently lack.
But I would make the argument that just based on numbers, between 2022 and 2024, Trent he's not even a shadow of what he was creatively before that. Because if you just break it down, from 2022 to 2024, he had 13 assists. In 2021, he had 12. So you're talking about 2 seasons, he had 13 versus 1 season he had 12. Like, it's not the same player, which is again like my previous point.
Maybe it's Darwin Núñez's fault. Who knows?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's Darwin. I think it was probably the way that he was.
Maybe we could attribute a percentage to it. Maybe Darwin probably missed at least 10 big chances from Trent.
I mean, right, if we want to deflect to Darwin, we can deflect to Darwin. But when he was playing,
hey, this week Mike is the only Darwin sexual because Ends bottled it anyway. So
when he was playing as a traditional right back, he had 25 assists over 2 seasons as a traditional right back, right? So if Slot can figure out how to get that out of him,
I don't think Slot is interested in doing that. That's my point.
Which is fine, because if that's his plan, ultimately you're talking about a situation where you just want what you want, and it's not what the club sees that they need. Because ultimately, if this all happens and Trent leaves and Slot finds someone else to replace him, and we win a major trophy, no one is going to turn around and start bitching about how Trent isn't here, right?
And I think that's entirely possible. That is why I'm not against Trent.
I think we're going to break our wage structure, in my opinion. I think we're going to break our wage structure and keep all 3 of them. I'm going to say it now. All 3 of them sign, and we break our wage structure. We have to break our wage structure if we want to sign all 3 of them. Yeah. Because I've just been thinking about it, right? If all 3 of them leave, who the hell are we going to use as value to buy 3 players to bring in?
Hey, Jamie,
ourselves, Jamie. We made £700 million last year. We better be able to jump off 200.
It's the way they play. So if they sell, if you let Virgil go, you need a Virgil replacement. But you need a proper Virgil replacement. It means you need an established superstar. As
90 million minimum.
So you're looking at a 70 to £100 million defender, yeah?
I'll be honest.
Then Gomez might not survive another year. Then you've got to probably get a Gomez replacement. Then you've got to get a Trent replacement. So you're probably going to look at...
And you need a DM. And I don't want
to. And I don't want to hear anyone say Connor Bradley. I don't want to hear you say Connor Bradley.
It actually makes more sense for the football club to just give the 3 players the money they want and the contract they want. It just makes more. If the football club actually got their brains in gear, it actually makes them just more sense to break your.
Which we don't, unfortunately.
But it depends.
You said it right there. If they have brains, they'll do it. We've seen this football club do stupid stuff. Like really stupid stuff. Like we've let players run their contracts down.
Yep.
We've done it before. I wouldn't be surprised if we do it again.
Can I throw a bomb in the ocean?
Ram, we already have.
Let me just throw one bomb in the ocean and let you guys diffuse it.
I'm not having that on Edwards and Hughes because they weren't here when those players run their contract.
That was my bomb. So let me throw the bomb.
Of course, Kmack.
Let me throw the bomb because this is the next bomb here. I see all the super chatters. Big up everyone as well who's supporting the channel. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. All these guys' channels in the description. Go subscribe. But I'm gonna throw the bomb in the ocean.
Okay.
Do it.
Everyone knows in the summer there were videos on this channel titled "Trust the Nerds." We were talking about Michael Edwards, and we were talking about Richard Hughes, and we were talking about the stat-based analysis and all that shit. You get me? The
Yeah.
people upstairs are back, so we're no longer going to be making any loyalty-related decisions.
We're top of
and
the
all
league,
that
though,
shit.
Husam. We're top of the league.
So, don't even try it. So, where do we go? So, where is Michael Edwards from all this shit that's happening? That's the thing. And I want Michael Edwards on the stream to answer. Mike, go ahead. Tell
Okay.
me.
I got
Tell
you.
me.
I
Where's
got you.
Michael Edwards in all this equation?
Okay. Ready? So Michael Edwards is not the man who was here over the last 2 years to allow these contracts to run down. Right? So first off, the whole contract, ridiculous Armageddon that we're in right now, I cannot pin this on him. Now, what I could do is say, why haven't you resolved this already? What I could do is I could say, why didn't you get replacements in over the summer? Why did you finish with a 40 million pound profit? That's all fair criticism. What's unfair criticism is to basically put him in a house fire and then blame him for starting the fire. I can only praise him for as much as the fire as he's able to put out. Now, if he's able to get Virgil and Mohamed Salah on a contract, you've already saved 90% of the house, okay? We're almost out of here. If you get Trent, you've pulled off an absolute miracle. But ultimately, Michael Edwards is the same guy that sold Felipe Coutinho and essentially catapulted this team from being, into the Champions League final and finishing fourth to, being on top of the world. Now, obviously, we're not going to sell Trent. It's a little bit different. But we did finish with a profit, and we still don't know why we finished with a profit, right? There's no real indication here to tell us why we have 40 million in the green over the summer. Unfortunately, we're so I don't even think we're a quarter of the way through the season in terms of total games. Not even close to a quarter of the way through. If you do 65 games, what are we? 11 games in. So we're like a sixth of the way through. I can't be too harsh on Michael Edwards yet. There's too much that's like cooking in the back kitchen because we could end up going out there and buying someone in January, and that might completely change Trent's opinion. If you bought Zubamendi or whoever, and that person changed the midfield, that changes Trent's opinion. And do I think that he's going to sign a pre-contract in November? I think that would be a little bit aggressive on Trent's part to do that in the middle of a season. I think that at the very minimum, he would have the decency to wait until the end of the year, not say anything. The season ends 2 weeks later. He signs with Real Madrid. But in terms of Edwards, I can't blame him too much. All I can do is say this summer wasn't good enough, but you're not the reason why the contracts aren't down. Do the best that you can to save this fire. And if I have to sit here and cross my fingers and hope that you can turn this Felipe, Coutinho situation again without the money, I mean, that's all I can do.
Though? Because the whole point is the money.
I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan.
Oh.
Like again, that's all I can do is sit here and pray and hope with my fingers.
Well, the whole thing like that, you are making so much sense, and then it got me to the top of the mountain.
I'll be right back.
That's the problem, though,
Coutinho,
Husam.
who's the Coutinho money we have in this team? Who?
Which is the dilemma. But honestly, I would argue
There's only one player we can sell for
we
a whole
don't
shitload
need
of
to
money.
sell anyone. That's the thing, Husam. I don't think that we need to sell
There's
anybody.
one player we could sell for a whole lot of money. You know who he is, right? You're gonna be really upset.
McAllister?
No, Gravenberch.
Gravenberch? Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
But I don't think we need to sell anybody. Husam, we made 700 million pounds. No other club in the top 10 of global revenue is a sell to buy
but
model.
Mike, the only problem with that is Liverpool only made £15 million profit.
But no club makes a profit.
No,
club makes
but
a profit.
we're a self-sustaining football club. That's what we are, yeah. So we spend what we earn, right? If our profit's only 15 million quid, we've got no money to spend. That's the issue we got. And now
But Jamie,
with these new laws, taking out loans are going to be even more difficult. So it's going to be even tighter for FSG in the future. If Mark Edwards was in charge last year, you know that bid we got for Mo Salah that got rejected. Michael Edwards accepts it, sells Mo Salah, and then buys about 4 players with it and starts again.
But
But he didn't do this summer though. Even though we did sell players, that's the thing that I'm asking. Like,
yeah, he got rid of. The
I thought he'd do it this
So
summer.
if you look at that though, the players that he sold, it adds up to the money that we would have spent on Zubamendi, but we didn't get Zubamendi.
But here's the problem.
Yes, but Michael Edwards does go for plan Bs because we did sign Jota when he was there.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about that, I want to carry on from what Mike said, and you said some really good stuff, by the way, Mike.
Except the end, but the rest, yes.
Yeah, you did take us to the top of the mountain.
Hold on. Because Kmack, I want to hear what you have to say, but I have to respond to one thing. With this whole profit narrative,
Real Madrid are the only title-winning club in the world that operated in a profit over the last 3 years. Any of the last 3 years. No one operates in profits. Now, I'm not an accountant, and it's not my job to be behind the books, but ultimately, if you make more money than Arsenal, but Arsenal spends more money than you, I would say that you are poorly ran, because there's no universe in which a club that's making less money should be able to spend more money, right? And like,
Yeah.
again, I'm not an accountant. I'm looking at facts. Arsenal's different, Chelsea's different.
Arsenal's money all came from shareholder loans, and that's why they could be in trouble.
Owners are very, very, very like they're worth. I think about 40 billion. I think.
Yeah, but but Arsenal have not put their owners have not put their own money in. It's all from shareholders' loans.
Yeah.
Their transfer money is all from shareholders' loans.
Find a loophole. That's all I'm going to say. Pull a Man City. Find a loophole. I don't care. Cook the books. Do whatever you got to do.
I don't want it.
Make it happen.
No, I don't. We don't want that, Mike. Like we just don't. That's why we got this guy back. Like we don't want this. Okay.
Yeah, but we got this guy back. But where is he though? Where is he?
I might take you to the mountain. Okay, I might take you to the mountain here. Okay. So basically, look, we were in a situation, and I really do want to emphasize this. It looks like Jurgen agreed to take this job 2 years ago. Okay. I just want to put that out there. The rumor's now out there. That pisses me off. Okay. Because we turned to shit 2 years ago and somebody stopped managing the club 2 years ago. Okay. And we're in the situation where we lost our manager. We lost our entire coaching team. We lost our entire medical team all in one go. That doesn't happen to anybody. That just doesn't happen to anybody. Hardly anybody stayed at the club. What could we do? The only thing we could do was get someone that would bring some continuity back to the club. And that was Michael Edwards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy we got him. I didn't want the director of football we got. Okay. I wanted West Ham's.
Okay.
I wanted Tim Steeden because he signs bloody good players. Okay. He's really good. But we got a guy that Edwards knows. Okay. He come in and he hired loads of staff. And so far it looks good. So far it looks great. You know, top of the league in the Prem, top of the league in the Champions League on goal difference. Yeah. But we're still on the same points as Dortmund who are top. Okay. The situation is we have 3 major players on contracts that all expire. That should never have happened. That's not Michael Edwards' fault, and it certainly isn't Richard Hughes' fault, okay? How do you sell the future of the club going forward to 3 guys that worked under Klopp that was either top 4, challenging for trophies? How many Champions League and Cup finals have we been to? I don't even know off the top of my head now. I've lost count. Can we do that again? Can you sell that dream to them again? I don't know. But with Mo and Virgil, the love for the club should be able to win them over. And they haven't got a legacy they need to get to because they've already completed a lot of it. Trent has still got 5 or 6 years where he can be at the top of his game. That's the hard one, okay? I think he'll get the other 2 done, but I don't know about Trent. Now, the rest of it, I think we had a poor transfer window because we should have signed a bloody left back because that is a really weak position for me. And we should have got another midfielder because we've got players that we don't know are going to be good. Like Gravenberch, I didn't know Gravenberch was going to be this good this season. Nobody knew he was going to be this good
did.
Curtis
in this
Jones,
position.
Endo.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Curtis
Okay.
Jones,
Endo's going to Inter Milan. Like breaking news. Yeah. Endo's going to get sold. We are going to buy a player. Okay. So a little bit up the hill. We're going to buy a player. It looks like Darwin Núñez is probably not going to be at Liverpool either. Because the scouts came out and that got leaked.
Again, who do you think won't be at Liverpool again?
Like, why would our scouts talk about?
Who did Kmack say won't be at Liverpool again?
Darwin.
You think Darwin's gone?
I think Darwin goes on loan.
There's a reason why there's all these Omar Mamouche links happening because someone's leaving. The one of our forwards.
The president has just announced that we have caught and compromised to a permanent end Osama bin
doing too much.
Yo,
Too much, Husam. You're doing too much.
The circus got Darwin a terrorist.
Okay,
I'll
but
celebrate.
the hill.
He's
the hill
on a
I'm
I'll
20%
taking-
celebrate when
conversion
we
rate
sell
this
him. Ooh, I'll do a
He's
set.
on,
the hill I'm
he's
taking you
on,
up.
he's on 20% right now.
The hill I'm taking you up is we know we've got a director of football that is good at selling players.
Okay, I'm at the top of
No.
the hill with you now. Don't push me down.
We know we've got
Where-
a guy that is
Where
good at
is
selling
Michael
players.
Edwards and Richard Hughes from all this? What is their role?
They have to
Okay,
pull us
so
out of the
it looks
ashes.
like Michael Edwards has structured the club back to where it needs to be. Yeah, it looks like that's how it's going. It looks like everybody's happy. Yeah, like I've never seen Liverpool players looking so bloody happy. Everybody's talking about how good the manager is, how well they're getting on. A couple of them have thrown Klopp under the bus already in interviews, which is a bit weird. But everything looks great, and I'm so excited about Liverpool going forward. And January, we've got another window coming up, and Slot has now had the time to assess his team, which he said that he would do. Everything that has happened has already been told.
Yeah,
We've
but
already
he's
been
assessed
told
it in the summer.
He didn't have time to do it because all the
did, he
team
did. He
were
did
away
assess
on
it.
international duty and holidays.
He did assess it in the summer. That's why he went in for
There was like
Zubimendi.
9 players,
We went-
nine
we went
nine
off-
first-team
we
players
went
that didn't
off
play
first.
pre-season.
You can blame Richard Hughes for Zubimendi. He sat on his ass and he allowed Real Sociedad to come in and change his mind.
I'll
Zubimendi,
tell you
like,
something right now.
like
You
the
see if
mountains of
Zubimendi
Paella.
goes,
I'm just
you
saying.
see if Zubimendi goes to Man City, I'm burning YouTube down. I'm telling you right now. That stream right there. If you think the first one was bad, the second one is gonna be even worse. Anyway, big up to everyone here. We're gonna, the guys have mentioned Slot already, so I do want to make that the next topic. Before we do that, big up everyone locked in. There's 550 people watching us even at this time of the night. I appreciate the guys for being here as well. So please go subscribe to all their channels. I want to do some of these super chats as well too, because they are reacting to some of the stuff we're saying. Big up everyone who supported us today. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. Let's get the likes up. At least 150 likes. Let's make that the first target before we keep we keep going. So please let's get the likes up. Big up to Frankie Fast Hands who says Trent leaving Liverpool made no sense. This world makes no sense though. Why the hell would Ram shave? Everything's fucked up. 100%. 100%. I have no idea why Ram shaved. I have no idea why.
Is that what you got from that? Not even the Trent bit. It's just why did the hell?
Yeah,
did
but he's
Ram-
comparing Trent leaving to you shaving, and it's just as bad as each other. So where do we go from here? Exactly. Big up to you, Frank Fast Hands. Big up to Gagan Deep. W's in the chat for my guy Gagan Deep, who says, what annoys me about LFC is waiting for the right player. When your goals are top 4, you can afford to wait due to margin of error to get over the line. You can't afford to wait, especially with a juggernaut like Man City and Arsenal. #fix up. Gagan Deep, you know what pisses me off? The arrogance that we display in the transfer window would have you think that we won like 4 titles in a row, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, and we've dominated world football. The only way we sign someone is if it's Plan A and he makes this first XI better and he's better than everyone else we have on the bench, or I'm not gonna sign. Why? Since when did we become that club? Like, are we fucking Real Madrid? I feel like at club level we think we're Real Madrid, but they need to realize we're closer to Real Sociedad than we are Real Madrid. We've won 1 league title in a Premier League. And speaking of pushing off hills, we've been pushed off the hill ever since. We won 1 UCL, 1 Premier. Ever since it's been push off the hill, push off the hill. I met Jamie 3 years ago on a Kopish special. Shout out Kopish. FSG in versus FSG out. Jamie was doing the whole sit on the fence thing. I still remember to the second. He was like, I'm a bit FSG in, but I'm a bit FSG out. And I remember that conversation vividly. And we were talking about, how, we won the Premier League and the Champions League, and we never seen this our whole life, and blah, 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 and how amazing it is. And ever since then, if you told me and Jamie 3 years ago, Liverpool are not going to win a single Prem or UCL title for the next 3 years, both of us would have laughed in your face, whether it's an FSG outer or an inner. But now it's reality. And now it's reality because we are so arrogant. And that's the issue that I have. Arrogance leads to shit like this. Never be arrogant. Always have a plan B ready. Because here's where this whole thing just goes to the shits. Give you a prime example. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Trent leaves on a free in January. He signs the pre-contract, he's gone. Let's assume our primary target was Frimpong. So if we go in for Frimpong, he says no, or he wants to stay at Leverkusen, or he wants to play for Barcelona, or blah, blah, blah. And then after that, we just go like, Yeah, we're gonna promote Connor Bradley, you guys. That's it. He's gonna be the starting right back.
Oh, that pissed me off, man.
That's what I'm saying. But it's a possibility, though, the way that we operate. That's the issue that I have. So
Nah, but even Husam, if you look at previous transfers that we did, like we're back in the day, Wijnaldum was never our first choice. It was Zielinski, but he didn't want to go.
Yep.
So then it was Wijnaldum came in, Goetze. Then we ended up getting Mane. Obviously, Brandt was Klopp's first choice. We ended up getting Mo Salah. Obviously, Werner was our first choice, but then we ended up getting Jota. There's always the plan B. These guys don't mess around. There's always someone as a backup if they don't want to join.
Do you know, I just thought, was it plan B?
That's what I was about to say, Jamie.
Was it plan B, or were they always the players Michael Edwards wanted to sign, but the players that we didn't go for were the ones Klopp wanted to sign? Yeah, because if you look at it when Klopp when you actually look at it when Klopp got the pen and was able to sign players without no one telling him any different, he went and got players like Darwin Núñez. And if you listen to I think it's Ian Graham on The Athletic say, when that Klopp came to him and said, we want to buy Darwin Núñez, he couldn't believe it because it didn't meet the profile. We thought we'd go change the way we play. It didn't make sense to him because it's different to what we've done through the years. So maybe we never had a plan B. Maybe we just bought the players we always were meant to buy, but the manager wanted other players. And that's the way in football anyway. Football, managers are always got players they want, and sporting directors have got the players they want, and they come to compromises.
That's a possibility. The one thing I would say, though, is the only one transfer that we know for a fact we went for the plan B is Jota Werner. That's the one that we know for a fact. Because everyone knows we wanted Werner all summer long, and then we ended up with Jota. So the Jota thing kind of happened out of nowhere. But it's a possibility what you're saying. I mean, specifically with the power that Klopp had, So that's what I say. Big up to you, Agandip, again. Big up to Gregory, who says, I said it before and I'll say it again. We deserve everything that's coming to us. Back in the late 90s, we did not have any power and money. Now we do. And this is Mike's point. And to be fair, Mike made a lot of fantastic... Thank God there is no coffee in this cup, or I would have spilled it all over my laptop. Anyway, Mike made a fantastic point about it. Listen, at the end of the day, we have the money, bro. So let's not sit up here and act like we don't have the money. I said this in the summer. It was a report by one of the financial journalists. Liverpool could afford to spend 600 million without breaking FFP rules. Imagine. That's how much we're allowed to spend. Now, I don't want us to spend 600 million, nor do I expect it. I just want, if the DM that we wanted wants to stay in San Sebastian, go get another fucking DM that does not want to stay wherever the fuck he is. It's not that difficult. Varela, Ederson was fantastic against Arsenal when they played, by the way. He had a fantastic game. And there are many players out there that could make us better. That's what I'd say. Big up to you, Gregory.
Do you know that super chat there? Unbelievably, Liverpool in the 90s spent more than anyone. Yeah, it's just that they spent money on a lot of crap. Everyone forgets our owner was extremely wealthy. He's a billionaire. And at that time, and we spent a lot of money. People forget we always used to make British transfer records in the 90s for players.
And Collymore, isn't it?
It goes forgotten. But we spent so much money on crap that Man United spent a lot of money, but most of their best players came through their academy in 1992.
That's what we should have done.
Liverpool were just buying crap players for a lot of money.
All our best players were from the academy.
We were just the opposite of Chelsea.
Yeah. Look, someone wrote something in the chat which I think is really interesting. It was a super chat actually, and they basically said
we'll get to it, but we're reading them. So I'm reading because I don't want to forget any of them because they take it personally. They're like, you forgot my super chat. So let me just. I'm getting to them. I'll read it for you. Tell me which one that you want to respond to, and I'll let you respond to it. Sorry, but I can't accept Trent is leaving for the best. Liverpool has enough money to buy a world-class DM and a striker without selling a single player. And once again, that's Mike's points that everyone here agrees with. I doubt anyone here disagrees with the fact that, this fairy tale that we're broke and have no money and can't spend money. No, we have money. We can spend it. We can replace all these players. Will we? That's the part where we get stabbed in the back.
That's the problem, I need to say that no one here is accepting it for being the best thing for the club. But ultimately, you're a fan. And if things happen outside of your control and you got sick tomorrow, are you just going to keel over and be like, oh, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to lay in bed till I die. No, you deal with it and you move forward, right? So it's not that we're accepting it for being the best thing. It's just that we're coming to the reality that this could happen. and that there will still be a future regardless, and we will have to deal with it. So you can either deal with it by being bitter, or you can deal with it by moving forward, with intention and grace.
Okay. Big up to you, Cal. Not to mention La Liga suits him perfectly. 100%. La Liga ain't about pace and power. It's all about technique. He would cook the shit out of La Liga. I'll be so honest with you. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think he'd cook there. Big up to you, Gregory, again. Big up to Chombe. W's in the chat from my guy Chombe, who says Trent should leave because where is FSG loyalty to Trent? FSG run down his contract. My question is, how come they don't offer him a new contract last year? All three should leave so everyone will realize why I am FSG out.
It was that the sporting director last year. The way our owners work, I've always said this, the way our owners work is that they just use Liverpool as a franchise and they employ people to do all the deals. And our sporting director last year was smoking vapes in Tenerife or whatever it was. So, he should have done it. Jurgen Klopp and George Kmack last year knew that Trent, Mo and Salah were going on to the last year of their contracts, and they didn't do anything about it. Not Klopp, he's the manager, but George Kmack didn't do anything about it, and he was a sporting director. He should have done something about it.
I hear it, to be honest with you. I do hear that, definitely. Big up to you, Chombe. Big up to you. Jamie, respect you, but you're living in a dreamland. That was when you were talking about the contract situation, regarding the three players.
I'll be look. Would you be shocked if they did sign all three of them, though?
If they didn't or did?
No, if they did. If all three signed new deals, should you actually be shocked? I wouldn't.
Pleasantly surprised.
Slightly.
I wouldn't.
I'm confident that we could get all three, but I think it'll only be two. I think two are in our hands.
Yeah, Virgil and Mo are in our hands. 100%.
Yeah,
those two, you give them length and money, they sign. Yeah. Big up to you, Red Line Teranga. Big up to Ray, who says it's not a coincidence that we play a possession-based system and Trent and Salah look like our worst players. These two clowns have no discipline with their passing. Starting goalkeeper should be sold.
Yeah, Kelleher should be
disagree with that.
You do not deserve the time and airtime at all to even comment.
Oh no, I don't even think he's talking about Kelleher. I think he's talking about Allison because.
No, I know he's talking about Allison. That little.
So you think that makes it better? That makes it worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hold on. What I don't understand.
He doesn't like Allison for some reason.
What I don't understand about this comment is, yeah, sure, it's a possession-based system, but we've known about Mo ghosting in games since he came here. Like, this isn't like a new thing with Slot. He ghosted just as much under Klopp. It's about the moment that he provides. He's a moments player, dude.
Mike is.
I know. I'm reasoning with a brick wall. I get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He's trying to
be careful. Don't insult him. YouTube police will come for you.
Listen, come for me. I don't care
because it exists. And just move on.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is.
Guy's got 11 GA this season already. Like, that's higher than he's had
most out of this
season at Liverpool so far.
7 matches, 8 GA in the Premier League, 2 GA in 2 games in the Champions League. Yeah. This is why you get insulted. This is literally
and he scored
why
tonight for his country.
I'll be honest
51 goals for his country.
I actually watched that game. Egypt are crap, by the way.
That take is a 16 out of 10. Go ahead.
Hughes and Edwards are not to blame at all.
Did someone say?
Wow.
Did I hear someone say 16 out of 10?
I did.
By the way, can I just say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Wow.
Hughes and Edwards are not to blame at all. Klopp has to take blame. He caused Edwards and Wards to leave. They would never let these contracts run down to a year. Give Virgil whatever he wants. Hughes and Edwards are not to blame at all. Klopp is to blame for the war. Klopp is to blame for the hurricane. Klopp is to blame for the storm. Klopp is to blame for everything in Ryan's world. He's to blame for the shit football. He's to blame for everything. The reason why Klopp has to be loyal to certain players is because he knows he won't get the funds to replace them adequately in the transfer window. That's the thing. You got to say, right? Hughes was in charge from June.
Like a half truth.
July, August, September, October, 5 months All you have to do is extend 3 players.
I don't think they
Don't
would
tell
have
me that he's not
extended
to
though.
blame at all.
I think them extending is actually what has a big deal to do with it is Slot. I think they were pretty much waiting to see what would happen under Slot, how they would transition, the style of football, the style of play, if they'd like it, if then they would decide, okay, because once Klopp announced that he was leaving, like for instance, put yourself in their shoes. Once the manager that you've been there with for 9 years decides that he's leaving, automatically you'd start to say, okay, who's the new manager? What's going to happen? All of this. So it's just a case where I just think they're waiting to see what's going to happen. And so far, in my opinion, we're pretty much in a position where it's like the best position for them to resign. So unless I'm wrong, and they, for some reason, decide that maybe they still don't like it, despite us being first, despite us still being in the competitions, despite us having the possibility to go further, then I don't know. But I just think it's just a case where they were taking time to assess the situation because it was so peculiar, it was so different. And now, hopefully, with our start, they'll just sign whatever contract they're offered, and hopefully we offer them contracts that they want. You get me?
Okay, fair enough. Ban Ray during international duty fund. I'll start.
Yes.
Tomorrow I'm doing a Liverpool stream by myself at 3 p.m. UK time. We're at 60 now, so I'm gonna make sure the fund runs tomorrow, Ed, inshallah. So be there so we can ban Ray publicly in front of the public.
Amount that you need, Husam?
£100, and we ban Ray. Yep. Big up to you, Ed. Look, the most important person at the club in Liverpool, always the manager. I think we have an elite one on our hands. That's the next part. We're going to be talking about slots. So hang in there, Habibi. That's the next.
My manager.
Yes,
my manager.
My manager as well.
Yeah, of
thank
course.
you, Donald.
He wasn't your manager in June, Husam.
Hold on.
Of course, the cop-outers would say that is his manager, man. I'm just saying.
Is this Husam?
Yes, that's my manager as well.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I had a very similar sentiment to when I heard we were getting Slot. It wasn't as aggressive as yours. It was more doubt. And then I went and did some research, and then I realized that his play style and the way he sets the team up is actually something I liked. I just did not know how it would translate into the Premier League. And so far it's pretty decent. You know what I mean? So, I mean, get rid of Nunes. We should be fine. Get rid of Nunes, buy a 6, and we should be fine.
Just for anyone that is talking about the allegations of me not supporting the manager, this is videographic
being
proof.
facetious.
Of course.
This is Liverpool.
Can you?
I take back every single negative word I've said about Arne Slot, because that man is a hero. That man is a champion. He stood there today in front of the press conference, having to pay for Richard Hughes' failures, having to pay for Michael Edwards' failures, having to pay for Fenway Group Sports failures. I take every single negative word about Arne Slot I've said back. I have nothing negative to say about him. I will support him till the end because he is not at fault. Everyone that owns this football club is at fault. Everyone that runs the football club is at fault. Everyone upstairs is at fault. That's who's at fault, not Arne Slot. I am Slot in from this moment forward. I will not say a negative word about him, and he is my manager. I take
therein lies a flaw in
and
this
actually,
video.
by the way, the one below it represent probably
This is Liverpool in the transfer window.
I remember doing this to the summer as well. When we were doing Kmack, I was like, this actually doesn't help us, you know? You just imagine Richard Hughes playing this.
Oh shit! Chelsea want Ait Nouri. Let me make mid. Get.
I was losing my mind in the summer, man. I was losing my mind.
Did you actually take a breath during that first rant?
No, I didn't. I'm good at that. I'm good.
There you go. That's the comments I wanted to talk on.
Go ahead. Edwards does year in advance on transfers. I never expected big moves last summer.
Edwards always does this, and always Edwards doesn't make any rash decisions, and that's just the way it is. Like, we have to look at the end of the day. we haven't signed a dud because we haven't signed anyone. Yeah, and whether you think, whether you think the striker we signed is a dud is irrelevant. Like he was so cheap. It was just like a bargain of the century. Like he was like worth 100 million about 2 years ago. Chiesa, yeah. Like,
oh no, that's a good
when
signing.
he was like winning the Euros and smashing it up for Juventus, like a couple of years ago, like everyone was raving about him. So,
it wasn't a couple of years ago. It was 4 years ago, to be fair.
Yeah, it is what it is with him. And
It's
he's
a
still
good
only
signing.
26.
It's just
He was
not
10
ideal.
million.
He's 26 years old. He
And he only had 2 hamstring injuries after that. But
He also had the most successful dribbles in Serie A last season.
And he
Fantastic.
also
And he
played about
barely
50
even
games
dribbled.
last season as well, by the
Yeah.
way, like with no
I
injuries.
hear.
Anyway,
I hear.
look, we haven't signed loads of players that then we can go, oh yeah, it's not working with Edwards or Hughes. We have to wait till we sign players to then criticize if it's not working with them. And the data in the past has worked. Like you just have to look at the players we signed. Like with them, like two of them, we're now like panicking if they leave, and that's Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah. So
yeah,
like until the
Gregory's
data
addressing you
work,
here.
I'm not backing
He's
them.
saying, "Are you a priest?" Absolution to all.
Absolution.
Greg.
All
what it's
will
like.
be forgiven.
Would Michael Edwards sign Darwin Núñez?
Hell no.
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 Actually, I don't know that because the numbers before make sense.
It
but
does
it's
make-
only-
the numbers
it's only-
make
he has-
sense for you.
He has got
he
two
was
seasons
always
behind him.
from Kunku.
He was playing in a 4-4-2 alongside another striker. It was never going to work.
He was
Ever.
always
Never.
Edwards' guy was
I
always in
couldn't
Kunku.
think of that,
He was
huh?
always
Always
in
in
for
Kunku.
him.
Been a Nunes section for a while, Mike. You're coming down. I hope you know this.
No, Husam,
It's your
because I
last
choose.
season with this
No,
guy.
stop this.
I mean,
Stop
Núñez-
I'm gonna
this.
Núñez-
invite you to the
Núñez-
party.
Stop
You're
this.
invited to the party when
I
he leaves.
view him
Listen.
objectively, okay? Because I understand that Jota
late
can't
for
stay fit. Jota can't stay fit. And Darwin still creates chances for other people. He just sucks at
So
scoring.
you're
himself.
saying that
If you
Rafa
tell me
Silva
right
was
now,
the
would you rather
active
play
player?
Mike Das up front or Darwin Núñez? I'm choosing.
I'd
you.
rather play
All day.
myself because I would get the
I'm
glory
choosing
and
Mike.
I would get to walk out on the pitch and I would get to experience the
I choose
atmosphere
you, don't
and I
worry.
would
Mike.
actually get to go to Anfield. So I would pick
Perfect.
Nick. I would pick
See,
Nick.
two birds with one stone.
I watched Darwin Núñez go into the crowd and throw the worst punches I've ever seen in my life.
But that's
And then
American.
you're
Oh, a
asking,
chair.
and then you're asking him to score goals at the same time. Now, man, the man's not compute right. He's got an issue. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what. The interesting thing about that.
Yeah.
That is Núñez couldn't punch, and neither could Ugarte, and they're both gashed this
Yeah,
season.
at least Ugarte was supposed to be the shit house, to be fair. But yeah, it is what it is.
It's like this.
Contradiction. If they were looking for a player who could step up in the first 11, why did they buy Chiesa? This is BS. FSG always does it. 100%. If your logic is we want someone who's gonna elevate the first team and start, and then you just don't sign Chiesa.
I haven't
It's
really
just-
said that though, right?
True.
No, they did. They said it's
They
all
did?
about the model of signing someone who elevates the first team squad. So yeah, that's
Nah,
all.
you
Whatever,
forgot about
that's-
opportunistics, Hassan.
You need a backup for Salah.
We really are the leopards of the Premier League. Salah and Mane weren't plan B options. They were Edwards' choices because Klopp's talent ID could not be trusted. Simple. I agree with the plan A way. Yeah, but you're leaving out the rest of the plan Bs we signed.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you focus? This guy focuses only on the things that suit his narrative. Wijnaldum was plan B because plan A was Zielinski. Jota was plan B because plan A was Timo Werner. We could sit here and mention you plan B signings that worked
By
out
the
way
way-
better than plan A's did.
By the way, Edwards okayed the Zielinski one.
Exactly.
we actually
By the way,
put
the
a bid for it.
Zielinski thing was real.
He's a
We
good
were about
player.
to do that shit.
He was a good
Yeah,
player.
we-
Player.
Also,
but Wijnaldum was-
plan A was Kevin Trapp, remember? And then we went for Allison.
No.
No.
Plan A was Jack Butland.
Mhm.
Klopp wanted Kevin Trapp.
No, Kevin Trapp was plan B. Then we wanted Fekir.
okay.
We didn't get Fekir, so we went and got Allison. Blessing
Thank
in
God we
disguise.
didn't get Fekir. Oh my God.
Wait, you mean Shaqiri? Shaqiri with plan B for Fekir.
No. You're missing the point. This is the thing. Before Karius made the mistakes, okay, the plan was in the summer we're gonna go for Fekir. And we continued with that plan. After Karius fucked up in the final, it was Butland and Fekir. Fekir fell through, we went sign Allison. That's basically what happened. So we took that money, signed Allison with it. It's only LFC fans who big up a sporting director more than the coach. Without Klopp, we wouldn't know who the fuck is Michael Edwards. Do you know City's sporting director? I know him just because he announced his retirement, you know, but I do agree with you. It is always the manager that should get the glory for.
We wouldn't have got Klopp if it wasn't for Edwards. Let's just rewind that back. It was Edwards who wanted Klopp. He suggested him to FSG.
Klopp and Ancelotti were the only two.
We went for Ancelotti.
I mean, Kmack.
Had we got an Ancelotti, I'm not saying.
Klopp.
Yeah. This is why Husam isn't a sporting director and Hughes is. Varela is crap. He isn't. Ederson isn't the profile. He is. Husam is the same guy who wanted
the
to
profile.
Listen,
what, bro? Why do we read Ryan's super chats?
But I can't ignore it because he spent his hard-earned money.
Profile. He's literally the profile.
Just read and move on. Just read and move on.
I kick him out of the group chat every single
Varela
time.
is not crap.
Bro, I wanted to kick him out the other day.
We're gonna end up spending like 6 hours just breaking down.
No,
Ryan.
I'm just gonna say with the Ugarte thing. Listen, we were all coming off the club system thinking we needed a destroyer DM. This is normal. Big up to you. Yeah, when's the Ban Ray Fund? Had enough of him. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time. I'm a set
12 euros now.
That's another one.
12 euros.
Yeah, okay, we're at 62. But can we not add tonight because I'll forget? So let's just keep it till tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Husam, can you use Ray's money to ban himself?
Nah,
that
would be very disrespectful and rude. You get me? So big up to Ray again. It says Allison gets injured
because it's totally up.
Oh, are we really doing this?
Husam, I'm all for it, bro. So how many put 10
the best keeper in the league.
Just let it sit there and let everyone. Yeah, just let everyone.
Husam, do you know what's funny?
Allison gets injured because his kicking technique is awful. What the fuck?
There is some merit to that. There is some merit.
No, but this is where he does himself. Because I guarantee he doesn't know. He doesn't watch Mamardashvili. I've seen this guy with the ball.
He definitely don't watch Valencia. 100%.
It is actually a heart attack watching.
Yeah, he definitely don't watch Valencia.
Just saying. I know he don't watch Mamardashvili.
Bro, you're making rivals laugh at us. They don't even support Liverpool, Ryan. What the hell, bro? I think Alisson is quite injury prone for a goalkeeper. I'd accept that, but he's still the best fucking keeper in the world. Why the fuck would I want him gone? You know, and we have Kelleher. That's why I'm not worried. For Chelsea, I'm good. Kelleher is a fantastic keeper. Edwards and Richard should be sacked because they fumbled the transfer window. I am with you. I don't think they're blameless. I'm not going to sit up here and think that they're blameless or there is nothing to blame or blah, blah, blah. And hopefully they rectify it in at least rectify it in January. Do something in January.
No, that's understandable. But do you not think that maybe they just assess the situation and figure that there's more risk than reward and just decided to just hold off?
More risk than reward with signing Zubimendi?
No, not signing Zubimendi. We were never going to get Zubimendi.
What about
if you really
now you're doing
think about
conspiracies?
No. The reason I say that is because of the rejections he did prior. No, we had a chance at it because, well, the rumor was that he accepted our bid, and then Sociedad convinced him to stay.
Because we tried to negotiate the release clause.
Okay.
We tried to pay less. We tried to pay less than 60 million. He accepted 60 million. Then Richard Hughes went in and tried to bargain them down to 50 whatever. And in that 3 days that he was trying to bargain, Sociedad had the time to go in and convince him otherwise. If we had just paid the 60 million, the second he said it, he would have signed. It would have been over.
No, it was actually the other way. We tried to do it more, but in installments. Yeah,
we tried to actually play more to pay.
Yeah, but we tried to pay more. Yeah. We tried to pay more.
Just pay the 60 million. And what's funny about that situation is, the very next game after that, he passed the Aspas for a goal. That was so funny.
Trust in Edwards and let him cook. Calma is what Emeka says.
Can we also say as well, if we signed Zubimendi, then we wouldn't be seeing the Gravenberch that we're seeing now.
I disagree.
No. That is true. That is true.
Grav wouldn't have played.
No.
Gravenberch literally played all of preseason.
I think McAllister.
Okay, let's just follow logical compass.
Zubimendi would have played in
logical compass. 1 second, let's be logical about this. Logical compass.
Preseason starts
from the beginning. Okay, let me take you through the journey, brother. Let me take you through the journey. Preseason starts. Gravenberch is starting every fucking game as the DM.
Mhm.
The report comes out after the Euros that Slot is assessing the Liverpool squad to find out exactly what Liverpool need. A month later, after assessing the squad for 3 months, he decides what he wants is a DM. The club recommend Zubimendi. We go in for Zubimendi, which means we got the green light from Arne Slot. By definition, it means Ryan Gravenberch would have started. Everyone in the chat will watch because they watch me all summer long. I said, if we sign Zubimendi, Szoboszlai will be the one holding bench. I think we would play McAllister in the 10.
You're right.
That's it.
You're right.
See,
You're
logical
right.
compass.
You're
No
right.
need for any conspiracies.
But hey, Husam, quick question. Don't
Go
you
on.
think that Gravenberch could quite possibly be better than Zubimendi?
Of course, it's a possibility. 100%.
Could be.
100%.
To be honest, I never see this version of Gravenberch. I knew he was a good player, but what I'm seeing these days is
Me
just
neither.
insane.
Me neither.
We saw it
I
a bit in
never saw that.
pre-season, but we never take pre-season seriously
not-
because of the
yeah, but-
because of the player
but
you
bro,
mentioned 2 minutes ago.
Wait, it's almost as if every
Iago
week he gets
Aspas. Remember
better.
how many goals he scored in pre-season?
Yeah. Yeah.
He scored in Singapore and in Indonesia and everywhere. And then the Premier League
He
started. And the rest is history.
Do you remember who else used to be excellent in pre-season?
Yes,
Voronin
he
used to be
Voronin.
excellent in pre-season all the
Oh.
time. Do you remember that? Voronin in
Voronin.
pre-season used to be brilliant
Please don't
every year.
remind me about
There's a bit
Borini.
of an older
Oh my
school
God.
name here as well of a player who used to cook in pre-season. Danny Pacheco. Do you guys remember him?
He did, yeah, he did on the wing.
He used to be
he did,
so
yeah.
good in pre-season, and then the
Yeah.
Premier League starts. To be fair, that is a different story.
Him and
Remember
Kiravella
that
were like
we
the-
were playing Europa League qualifiers against this Romanian team. Was it Rabotniki? I swear.
Yeah.
And David Ngo scored twice, I think, in that game, and we qualified. Like,
Oh,
David Ngo,
Everything,
breakout
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Anyway, big up to Castor. Says Ryan is actually the Marcel of LFC. Never ever disrespect Marcel like that. You get me ever by comparing him to someone in the sewages. You get me? So big up to you, Castor, though. Thank you for the super chat. Anyway, big up to everyone who's supported us. I do appreciate everyone who's shown us love. Please go show the guys on the panel love as well. Make sure you guys are liking. And guys, we're not even at 200 likes yet. We celebrated the fact that Nunes is gone this summer. So at least just hit the like button. Don't be clinical, unlike him. You get me? So hit the like, subscribe, big up everyone who's shown us love. Final topic of the day. Don't want to keep you guys for too long. Donnie mentioned it here, and I said it's going to be the next topic. Slot. And I want to start with Ram because he doesn't really contribute. So we let him speak first.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ram. How do you assess our bald Dutchman so far? Exactly, Castor.
What can I say? What's the saying, Husam? Bold is best. Bold is best. And look, I've been very, very impressed with Arne Slot. I knew a bit about him before we
Bold is
final
the best.
with Alkmaar, but I didn't think he was going to have a start like this. I think every game, barring that Nottingham Forest game, which I think was a shit show from everybody, we've dominated from start to finish. I think if we were a little bit more clinical, we would be clearing teams left, right, and center, and I think the scoreline would have shown for it. But I can't complain one bit about this guy. Not one bit. His man management, I'm starting to like it. I think he's being very honest with the press and with the players, which is a bit refreshing. And he's showing what he's all about. And look, at the end of the day, I think at the end of the seasons, a lot of rivals will start to put a lot more respect on the guy's name. And I said this on the terrace, and I was a bit confused why, if Liverpool were to win this league title, I'm not saying we are, put it out there, but if we do end up doing it, why is it all of a sudden it's a bad thing for the rivals and there's no credit given to this guy? Because he came from the Eredivisie, because no one knew about him, the fact that he managed a club like Feyenoord. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of disrespect on him. They put a lot of disrespect on him on the start, and now they're starting to see what this guy's about. And I'm just happy because he's a Liverpool manager. He's getting the best out of certain players that we didn't think were good enough for this club. And now we're reaping the rewards of it. And the one thing I wanted at the start of the season, improve the players, improve our style of play, and improve our football. And he's done all three of those, in my opinion. I can't say nothing more bad about this guy. I'm just waiting to see what happens against these big teams. And you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing against the likes of Chelsea, looking forward to playing the likes of Arsenal. I want to see how we're going to do up against these bigger teams and these bigger tests. And I think we will do well against these teams. So I can't say anything more about Arne Slot. Brilliant start, brilliant manager.
The one stat line that I think everyone should know and is the most important through this point in the season. 7 games into this Premier League season, we have 5 clean sheets. And 38 games last season, we had 10. Okay, so we have half the amount of clean sheets through 7 games than we did all of last season. Now, have there been certain games like, the end of the Crystal Palace game? Could we have conceded 100%? Wolves, was there times where we could have conceded more? Sure. But I don't expect perfection. What I've seen is results. And ultimately, this is a results-based business. And but again, the biggest thing, we can only beat what's in front of us. I will hear out anyone's counter arguments to say that you've only played bottom table clubs. United is a bottom table club. I don't care. So we've only played teams that are 10th and lower. But ultimately, I look forward to this Chelsea game now. I look forward to these other games. I see a possession-based style of play. I see that he's getting the best out of players like Gravenberch.
Thank God you're actually speaking with confidence. You're not doing this whole, I'm worried about Chelsea.
I'm not. I never said I was. I do think it's going to be a tough game, but also I think that we're going to batter them. But regardless, the biggest thing to me was conceding shitty goals against shitty teams, and we haven't really been doing that. We conceded one against Nottingham Forest that was a worldie. We conceded one against AC Milan that was a worldie, and we had an own goal, right? So ultimately, I have seen improvement in the biggest part of the game that I wanted to see improvement.
Which one was the own goal?
Endo.
Wolves.
Endo.
Wolves.
Yeah, no, Endo off of, but that wasn't in the league.
Pretty much 2 own goals.
That was in the cup. I'm talking about in the league only. There was an own goal in the league with Taro Endo off of Kwanzaa. But regardless, I have seen what I wanted to see, right? I have seen us number one, every time we get counterattacked, we outnumber the opposition. We get countered and there's 6 players back, which means that we're not going to be so destroyed by, counter charges from opposing wingers against shitty teams. But ultimately, we can only say so much because we haven't played a good team yet. And we're about to get 8 straight weeks of nothing but killer games with one against Southampton.
Can I, before you go, I just want to ask Mike one question before I forget, and then I'll let you go. My bad, Lex. Here's the thing, Mike. This is a genuine question. I know you're in love with the slot system and stuff, so am I. But genuinely asking, Klopp's system.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Do we score a goal? Be honest.
No. With Klopp against Forest, no. And I'll tell you why. Because
and also answer, do you think we create more dangerous chances then?
No. Because what I saw in that Nottingham Forest game, I saw Trent invert into the midfield. I saw us be just as frustrated as we were against shit teams under all of Klopp's tenure. If you were to look at that game as a microcosm, we played completely differently offensively in that Forest game than we have in all of the other games this season. We reverted back to old tendencies. Exactly. And that's why Slot was so angry. And you could tell on his face after the game how angry he was at the players. That's why he was so animate on the sideline. And ultimately, that's why the players got so frustrated. They reverted back. And,
Slot
to be honest with you,
in every interview about that Forest game, he literally says, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. Even Virgil van Dijk can't get that out of his system. And I love that because that's what will drive you forward. And I think Slot's been absolutely brilliant this season because he's come into the team and he's seen our deficiencies and he's fixed them. And that's all you can ask.
He's right.
All you can ask. How many times in the last 2 years have we looked at Liverpool and gone, why doesn't he just do that? Or why doesn't he just do this? And it never gets done. And it continues over and over again. And he's just come in and gone, you know what? We're overrunning midfield. I'm going to play two holders now. You know what? That right-hand side's a bit weak. I'm going to make sure my guys further back. You know what? We keep on messing around with the ball at the back. We're going to go wide. We're going to spread the wing backs wider, give ourselves more chance of possession. Just simple things like that. And it works really well. And also what I like about him is he's coming out and he's saying what needs to be said. This guy had a shit game. This guy should have done better. I took this guy off because of this. This is how you beat Manchester United because they're garbage. Like, this is how you beat Manchester United because they're garbage. And he's come out and said, I don't want mediocrity. Like, I am not going to let that happen. And I disagree with people saying that nobody knew this guy was, because there was a number of clubs last season that wanted to sign him before we signed him. Yeah, we've done our due diligence, we've done our research, and we've got a guy that plays football as close to Jurgen does, yeah, with a bit more defensive work, doesn't leak goals as much, and has got a really good record with with players getting injured. And I think, I mean, I might say it early, but I think we may have got our Paisley.
Do you know what? I'm so
Oh
glad.
my days!
No, wait, Husam,
Oh
wait,
my
Husam,
God!
Husam,
Where are we
wait,
going
wait.
with the stream?
Let him drop
Husam.
the bomb. Let him drop the bomb.
Wait. But
allow it to simmer.
I'm so glad Kmack said that, because the one thing that I demanded of our next manager is not to change too much about us. And what Arne Slot has done to a T is that he's identified not only our deficiencies, but what we are amazing at. And our off the ball movement, the way we press, he's continued that. He's continued the way that we complicate teams. And he's kept what we've done best under Jurgen Klopp, but added his.
But the thing about that is,
what I want to say as well, and I think Jamie and Kmack can attest to this because obviously they were around where Paisley and
Whoa!
But one of the main reasons why Bob Paisley was so successful is because he didn't actually change much of what Bill Shankly did. He just tweaked it a little bit.
We were the biggest spenders in Europe at the time.
Yeah, we were.
That was about 3.
Yeah, let's be honest here, right? I'm gonna be honest.
Bob Paisley, that's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. I think we have made quite a lot of bozo moments this season and got away with it. Personally, I do think we have. I do think we still give the ball away too much in our final third, for my liking, still, and got away with it a little bit. What I do like what Slot's done, and I think it's a testament to how good he is as an actual coach, is that he's taken it. This is not his team. These are Klopp's players. Apart from Chiesa, all these are Klopp's players. They know how to play Klopp's way. It's embedded into their brain how to play the Jurgen Klopp way.
I have a slight rebuttal to that.
In a short spell, he has managed to try and get them to change certain ways of the way they play, which is hard to do in a few months. We play differently because we play through the midfield now, and we like to play. We like to play through the opponent's press. So we like to let teams come onto us and play through the press, and then go direct to the wide areas when we got through their press, and that's where we get our goals from. So I like that, and I think that's a testament to his good coaching. But I do think we have made some bozo moments in games where I think we have got away with things. But it's because this team he's only been in a job a few months. You know, the more he goes, the more the players understand what he wants him to do. Things will stop happening. And I think our defence will get a little bit tighter as the season goes on, because the players will start to work out what he wants. But at this moment in time, you can't argue with the job he's done. He's done a great job. Let's face it, everyone thought we'd be like 10th in the league by now. So, yeah.
Rivals thought of that.
Yeah.
The only thing that convinced me, all right, so I was of the opinion that the new midfielders that we signed weren't Klopp's players. And the reason I say that is because profile-wise, they did not suit the system. They were essentially somewhat playing out of position. And a lot of our most technical players, Klopp was never using. After analyzing Slot's system back when it was announced that we were going to sign him, I realized to some extent that he would ultimately use different players, number one. Number two, that his system, because as my guy here just said, it's similar off the ball to Klopp's, and it was always that way. It's not just no. That's what it was, even when he was at Feyenoord. It's just that I liked his structure more. So, for instance, take into consideration the bozo moments, right? the reason we've gotten away with them is because we are not set up like Manchester United. They are set up incorrectly. What does that mean? They're set up where if their midfield loses the ball, there aren't enough players behind the ball to get that ball back. And if there's a mistake in the defensive third, there isn't another player there to cover for that mistake. In a lot of instances that we have seen currently, even if Joe Gomez were to make a mistake, Trent were to make a mistake, there's always someone there. There's always a Gravenberch there. And we defend in tiny clusters, in my opinion, where two players will pressure a player and then the third one just come and sweep the ball off. I've seen Gravenberch do it quite a few times, and it kind of impressed me in the way where Gravenberch isn't only good on the ball, he's also good off the ball. But it's not just because of Gravenberch, it's because of the system and how Slot has him playing that system. Isn't a role of a lone six, isn't a role where one person is responsible for the defensive duties in the midfield. It's a role where everyone has a duty to play for each other both on and off the ball. We have different modes because even the thing that you said, where we spread, if things aren't working, we spread and we'll go long instead of going short if we're not doing short. When I did the research, that was a part of his system. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he'll play to the sixes, but if the playing to the sixes isn't working, he'll use the center backs to go wide to Mo or go wide to Diaz. And that was when I saw all of that stuff, I was like, where Slot may not be a better manager in terms of the achievements that he has had in comparison to Klopp, I kind of rated him more technically as a tactical coach in opposition to Klopp. But you know, sometimes you can be better, but it does not necessarily materialize into success. But I just looked at that and said, okay, from a tactical perspective, this guy is good. It's just now for him to apply it to the Premier League. Let's see how it works, and let's see where we go after this.
I want to say one thing as well, just to back up what I said about the whole Paisley thing.
Oh, you're doubling down. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay to win 1-0. When are we going to understand that it's okay to win a game 1-0?
I'll be honest with you.
And we are going to win a lot of games 1-0 or 2-1. It's going to happen. Like that's what we need to get out of our system. Like this crazy football that we played for years, where even if we're winning like 2-0, we're still trying to score a third. We're still trying to score a fourth. And the game will end up 2-2. Or the game will end up...
We'll have less injuries as well.
3-2. Yeah.
No, and our players will last longer.
Every single game we played this season, even the Nottingham Forest game, we had I think it was like 1.8 XG in that game. We should have scored 2 goals in that game, in that Forest game, even though we lost, but we should have scored 2 goals. And they scored a worldie. Like, they literally had 2 shots on target. Like, in every game this season, I don't feel like there's been any chance in that game where we have not looked like we're going to win it. Like, seriously, like, we look so comfortable in large periods of the game, and most of the chances that we've conceded is after we're 2-0 up. Like, the stats don't lie. Like, and you can whinge at all our strikers all you want, but the strikers that are missing the chances are normally because we're winning 2-0. And they're really not great opportunities, or we haven't put them in the best of positions. But the way we play now is just unbelievable. Like it's like night and day. I'm literally watching completely different football. And for someone to get that into a team that's been drilled for the last 7 years, and most of the players have been there in such a short amount of time, like, I just think it's unbelievable. And you watch players on the other team, when the patterns go past them, they are literally stood there looking around going, how did that just happen? Like, and that's what the patterns are happening in the team. And one thing I will say, you win the league when you beat the dross. And that's what we're doing. And that's what we haven't done before. And if anyone thinks that we're going to have trouble against the big teams, I think you need to watch how Liverpool turn up for the big games, because we always turn up for the big games against the big teams, and we've still got those players in the team. So long may it continue. Like, I'm happy.
Yes, but at the same time, Bob Paisley won 4 Champions Leagues and 7 league titles.
And Arne
But he
Slot is going to win
also-
12.
Listen,
But
He's going to win
listen,
12 championships.
Shankly
if he's our new
built the
Paisley-
foundations. Shankly made the foundations. Klopp's made the foundations.
I
and
understand,
then
but we can't say
Paisley-
Bob Paisley 7 games
Paisley
into
built
the
on top
season.
of them.
Crazy.
Bob Paisley.
Bob
You know that's our
Paisley,
greatest ever manager, you know.
Yeah, man. Bob
Yeah,
Paisley
that-
had hair, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I cannot say Bob
Yeah,
Paisley.
but you know
7
what? Husam, there was some crazy old geezer 7 games into Paisley's reign who said this is the next Bill Shankly. So
Yeah.
you know what? If Kmack wants to die on his sword for this, he's going to be the kind of person who can come back and clip this up 5 years from now.
We're
and be
gonna
like,
bring
"I
you
told
back
you."
again, you know, Kmack. We're making this Liverpool stuff a bit more regular now. I want to get your ass on here. You know, you see
I
you,
don't-
yeah.
I
You
don't-
see, we get
And I
one
wish
bad
you stop
result.
saying
I'm
that. I
gonna put
hate
your
you.
ass
I
for
don't
saying Bob
hate you.
Paisley.
I don't hate
Gotta
you.
get
Don't
booked for
introduce
saying
me as
Bob
somebody who
Paisley.
hates
Bob
you. I don't
Paisley.
hate you.
Bob Paisley is mad. It's crazy. It's like that's like the greatest Liverpool manager ever. I get it because like one came after Shankly, one came after Klopp, but Bob Paisley, like you're putting massive
Feeling
expectations
it.
on our
Feeling
bald
it.
Dutchman. I'm just gonna put it out there, you know. but
Allow him to be crazy. Allow him.
I'm allowing him, of course, 100%. I love it. He's standing on business. He's talking his shit, and I'm here for it. Anyone else want to say anything about our manager before we wrap up?
You know what? The Dutch people that are comparing him to Eric Ten Hag, maybe they had a
Oh, yeah.
point.
Listen,
they have a point.
Husam,
No,
Oh,
no,
my
no.
bad.
As in like,
Yeah.
when people said we're worried about Eric Ten Hag, about Arne Slot because of Eric Ten Hag, every single Dutch person came out. He's like, he is nothing like Ten Hag. He is
That's
so
true.
much different.
he's also not
was
a
true.
nepo baby. He's also not a
That
nepo
was
baby.
true.
Ten Hag's dad is a billionaire. That's why he's a manager. But regardless, Husam, if we
Wow,
get
I never
anything,
knew that. Ten Hag's dad is a billionaire. What the hell?
yeah. If
Bro,
we,
he's
if
rich. I don't know about billionaire.
no, he's
I mean,
he's
you
like
know, I mean,
stupid.
you know,
He's a
Ten Hag
billionaire, for
became
real.
popular because he was assistant manager to Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. You know that, don't you?
Eric
Like,
Ten
that's how
Hag's
Ten Hag-
millionaire
Ten Hag-
background.
It
Ten
billionaire.
Hag's father owns a real estate company and other financial firms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's, he's born
billion.
in it, isn't it?
Maybe it's not billion, but it's definitely in the hundreds of millions. We're talking 9 figures here. But regardless, Husam, if we get anything major out of this season, we're gonna have to get an apology because that first video that you made back in June, you didn't provide context because you said your real opinion, and then you said from this point out, I will be Slot in. But that was after you had an hour and a half of a rant about how against Arne Slot you were. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
First
If we
of
get a
all,
major,
that
Oh,
video was
Husam,
April-
really?
That video was April 24th, not June. So let's not sit here and lie. Second of all, we've apologized already. Third
Yeah.
of all, my latest stance is this current stance. The latest stance, we just watched it, videographic evidence. I'm slotting, and that's it. So yeah.
okay.
Big up to
You
my
were
guy
quite
Gregory.
emotional
Who
then, though,
says,
to be fair, Don, you were quite emotional. You did like a video a day for about a week.
yeah, I am. I'm 100% emotional.
You got quite emotional.
That's why Jamie is the English me. How can I join in a group chat or a show? Is what Gregory says. Here's the thing, Gregory. I don't really have a group chat or any of that stuff. I just kind of have all these guys' accounts. If you want, you can message me on Snapchat. I'm literally only on Snapchat on social media. Don Husam 6 is my Snapchat. That's literally in the banner. Just go add me, message me, and we can talk, my brother. So message me over there, Gregory. And look out for a possible call-in show as well this week. If Trent leaves and we sell Simicas and we're able to get Alfonso on a free and buy Frimpong, what do you think? That would be an upgrade and a win-win?
Alfonso is not coming.
Frimpong is not an upgrade on Trent, but Alfonso Davies is an upgrade on Robertson.
He's
But
going to
not
Real
coming to
Madrid.
Liverpool.
Real
He's going to
Madrid.
Madrid.
So I don't even understand.
You
They
do
wanna
realize,
have-
guys, what Madrid is doing, right?
Yes.
Listen to this.
They're buying
Trent on a
Davies.
free, Alfonso Davies on a free, Saliba for money. Galacticos complete. Done.
Not quite.
Is it
And
gonna work,
actually,
though,
you know one more
because
thing they could do? Mo
the
Salah.
Galacticos didn't.
Have you ever thought
didn't
about
it-
that?
Didn't the Galacticos not win a Champions League?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like it's not even like this is guaranteed going to work, which is another thing. It's like people are like Trent wants to go for trophies. Stop acting like going to Real Madrid is a
No,
guarantee.
whoa,
It's not.
Mike,
not.
Mike, it didn't work because they started going for superstar players that didn't fit their system.
Don't sit
Like,
there
when
and
they
tell me
start-
that that's not
No,
the
because-
greatest 11 on paper in the history
No,
of the world.
the
Yes, it is.
original no, this is why I say the original Galacticos, where they had like Makelele, Figo, Zidane, that worked because they had a complete team.
Only
And
one
when
once.
they started to sign Ronaldo,
Yeah, only
Beckham,
once.
players like that, that's where it starts to fall apart.
They only won once, and then when was their next one?
Twice,
What
twice.
2014 with Cristiano Ronaldo, and they didn't even start to get good when. I mean,
That's
can
when
you
they
even?
didn't do it properly. That's when they started to go for superstars, and they didn't. They didn't
Well,
follow.
what are they doing right now? They're going for superstars.
But they've also got the workhorses in Valverde, Tchouameni, Camavinga.
I mean, they
Already
lost
got that
Cruz, which is
foundation.
big, but let's see how they replace him. You know,
But the difference is football is far worse now than it was back then.
miles worse.
I will
Way
agree with
worse.
that.
It is.
It's true
They-
that
they
the
play some
Galacticos
incredibly
now will
worse.
dominate, to be fair.
Yeah, the Galacticos then would just turn up today, and everyone would just go, "Yeah, forget about it."
Yeah,
That's true.
just listen to this team, right? Courtois, Trent, Saliba, Rudiger, Alfonso Davies, Tchouameni, Camavinga, Valverde, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinicius.
Mbappe ruins it.
You
Mbappe
know,
ruins that whole
actually,
team.
I'm so glad you
Missed out
did
Jude
not say
Bellingham.
Bellingham.
You
No,
also didn't even say Jude.
because he's crap.
Who?
Jude.
Oh, I
Hey,
forgot about
man.
Jude. Shit.
I just see.
Yeah,
I just
take
see him
out
as.
Camavinga.
I just see him as Lampard.
I hate
I've
Jude.
got
think
a
he's
question. I've got a question.
Rubbish.
If we beat Real Madrid at home, which is quite possible, like Lille beat them at home. Lille beat them at home, didn't they? If we beat them in the Champions League, are we going to start talking about giving Slot a bit more respect?
You will never get that respect, man, from Husam.
If we smash them at home,
What do
That's a
you
little bit of
mean?
payback.
Can you stop
If
little
we
bit of
smash
payback.
Madrid at home,
Listen, Slot
a little
has
bit of
respect
payback.
already, but now October 20th, actually, Chelsea's an easy game. So after that, after this international break, until December 4th, is when we will find out the truth. Let's just
Husam, I want you to come out and say Arne Paisley, mate. That's all I need you to do.
If we are fully healthy, I'm telling you this right now.
when he
if
wins
we
4
have-
Champions Leagues and 7 league titles, I'll say it.
if we have our fully healthy squad for that Madrid game, we will beat Madrid. Madrid will not figure their shit out until January.
I'm not involved,
just telling
chat.
you right there.
Clip them
Yeah,
up. Don't.
You're
These
not
are all
involved.
thoughts
Let me
of
know.
Mike Das.
But remember, I predicated that it has to be our full healthy starting 11, and I will back us. to
See,
win
there
that.
you are.
No
There
caveats.
you are.
No
So, so we
caveats.
take one player out. Are we gonna win? Look at you. Look.
No.
There you are. So we're one player away.
Well, hold on. Wait.
Player with Mission.
Husam. No. I'm not
Ali.
going to guarantee a win. I'm not going to guarantee. If we have one player out, I'm not going to guarantee a win. If we have the full first 11 with this Madrid that we're seeing, that I don't think is going to get their shit together until January, yes, I think that we will beat them at home.
Trent scores an own goal to get his first Real Madrid goal.
That's a possibility.
Jamie, why? Why
You know what,
manifest?
Jamie? If that happens, I would just say, you know what? Just give him the jersey in the tunnel. Just like let
And
him
then,
go.
he goes in the shower with
Yeah.
Jude after.
Yeah, you're gonna go on the whole. You're gonna go on the fucking Madrid.
That's
bus.
crazy. In the shower with Jude. That's bad.
Hey,
Honestly,
Husam, you never know, bro. You never know.
I can't lie.
Pedro
Jude is
jumps in
doing
and photo bombs.
Jude is doing insane glazing for Trent. That
Oh,
happy birthday Trent thing
It
is
was cringe.
so fucking
Pete.
cringe.
It's
Yeah.
cringe.
He sat
Hey,
there like
did you guys see the whole shit with Endrick today about him not celebrating with after Brazil scored their last minute winner? I'm telling you, this Madrid team has a lot of attitude problems. Mbappe's got the worst attitude in the world. Endrick has an awful
Right.
attitude. The only player there in that team that wants to win is Jude, and you saw it in that game against Lille because after they conceded, fucking Vinicius and Mbappe are literally holding each other's hands at the top left corner, and and Jude gets up and freaks out because neither of them are tracking back. That team is all paper tiger right now. All paper tiger.
aren't we tired of being scared of losing leads? Yes, of course. It's winning 1-0 is something good. I don't care as long as we get the results. You know, so yeah. Want more such streams where we talk about our club only? Yes, Dharmendra. That's why you've seen it more consistent lately. We did it last Friday, did it this Friday, and actually the Friday before. So we've been trying to getting this to be a bit more continuous. Hopefully next time we'll invite Lex when he isn't in the car as well. So yeah, big up to you, Dharmendra. Thank you so much for the love and the support. And speaking of, listen, big up everyone in the chat. Big up everyone who's shown us love, everyone who's shown us support. There's been an absolutely incredible stream. Big up to every single last one who sent a super chat, who liked, who subscribed, who shared. Thank you to all of you incredible people. Jamie Phillips' channel is in the description. Kmack is in the description. The Ram Stand, Mike Das LFC, Lex Timot, all these guys' channels is in the description. Please do go subscribe to their channels. Go subscribe to their channels, and keep getting involved with them. Keep showing them love, the same love that you show me. We're only 30 subscribers away from 39K. So let's get there as well. Subscribe with all your family members' phones if you haven't yet subscribed. And big up everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Peace.
Nunes forever.
Up the Reds.